Hello everyone. So, if you managed to catch the first stream of today, I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. I had the gain on my mic set to max due to the fact that it is required to do that for my other mic that is used for more musical things. But with this one being a sort of studio omnidirectional mic, it was a little too much in terms of how much power was being fed in. So it ended up sounding pretty bad, and I had to put some music over top of the video. But I think I'm actually going to follow that trend with not necessarily having the technical difficulties, but I'm going to follow the trend of editing those videos and shortening them because it did end up being around 30 minutes, and I don't know that someone wants to really sit there and watch me draw kind of silently for 30 minutes. So I'm going to try and condense them down into a shorter video, and that's just the style that's going to be going. I might try to do some voiceover for that. I haven't really done any of that before, but I'll see what I can do. But that's not the topic of today. Of right now. Right now, we're talking about the stock market. So I'm going to switch over to the stock market so you can see that. Sorry about the random background there. Okay, so we can see how the stock market is standing right now, and I will mention that if you did not catch the episode of Tax with James, he did reinvest some of his stock right here. So he has a slightly different amount of money over here, but his total assets is the same. He's just reallocated where he wants to be investing his money. So we'll see how that pays off. So we're going to go over to the stock market page. You can see that we are pretty leveled out with the entire market, other than the fact that blue is about twice the value of the other three stock. So James has put a lot of his investments into red, so we're going to start at the other end of the spectrum and move towards that with a sort of build up. So blue received a 33% of the vote. Green received a 33% of the vote. Yellow received a 33% of the vote. And I don't know if you can do the math on that one, but that means that red received a 0% of the vote. Now, this is because there is a 0.3333 on all of these, but they don't completely add up to 1. So, and it wouldn't be fair to add 1 onto any individual one, but red did receive 0%, so we end up losing a point here. But it's not a big deal. So we're going to see what the market factor is, because that could be the saving grace for red right now. So I have the calculator up, and it is 46. So that is not a good sign. We can plug that in. You can see that the entire market has gone down. Red has gone down significantly. So if I hit new market, zero out the market factor, we can go look at the scoreboard, and sadly that has taken a large hit on James. It has taken a large hit on a lot of people, because a lot of people invested in red when they were starting off, because red was the lowest value. But red tends to be not necessarily a fan favorite, so it needs its support when people are investing in it. So maybe that's the lesson to be learned here, but we're going to see where the market goes. I do have some investment in red. I also do have a lot of investment in yellow and green. But the fact of the matter is that the entire market went down significantly, which means everybody should be going down in this case. I don't think there was a situation where anyone could go up, because every single stock dropped at least 13 points. So we're going to sort this from largest to smallest. And we can see that there's been some rearranging here. That means that Mike is actually doing okay because of his allegiance solely in yellow. He did not take a significant hit. He also has a lot of money in his bank. But we see a lot of the people in the lower section who invested a lot of their money did take a significant hit. So we will see how that whether they bounce back in the weeks to come. But it is it is notable that red might be a considerable investment at the current moment, because it is so low. Well, it's almost back to even, but considering that the market has inflated significantly, it's back under 200% inflation. So we're to a 185% inflation, um, which is slightly more reasonable, but I'm wondering if there will be more of these days to come, or if we will get another turn in the market. So we're going to put what our values are in the historical data. So we have 108, 138, so 108, 138, and then 154, 343, 154, 343. So if we update this, we can see that the entire market has taken somewhat of a dive, and it's been on somewhat of a dive since about the 17th week. Actually, you could even claim that it started back here in week 15, but blue was still on the rise there. Blue, being our outlier and our fan favorite, has been sort of avoiding a lot of this downwards trend. So this is the market we're looking at right now. Now I did gain a little bit of I didn't gain anything because the entire market went down, but in terms of distance between me and even Steven, I did technically gain a little bit, I believe. So, or theoretically I should have. I do have a lot of money in my bank, and I think what I'm going to do, just for the sake of the market and for the fact that red is now very cheap compared to the rest of the market, I'm going to invest a little bit of my 100,000 into red. So let's see if I want to get, it's 108. So how many can I get with what I have? Divided by 108 would be, I could get a lot of red. I don't think I'm going to go that hard, given the fact that red has taken a significant hit. But perhaps I could bring it up to speed with my yellow and green investment. Now, I don't know if that's necessarily the best choice, because that would be assuming that the entire market will be going up, and I can't necessarily assume that, but I think that having red this low is, or at least having taken such a hit this week, it would be unwise not to invest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to invest until I have 600. So I should get 350 red. So if I go 108 times 350, that is 37,800. So I'm going to subtract that from my 105,330, and that will give me 67530 as my current balance. Keep an eye on this number over here. It's going to change, but it should change back to what it is right at that moment. So, and it has. So we are now evened out. And blue has taken somewhat of a hit, but I think I'm going to hold off on blue just because it's so expensive. I don't want to invest too much unless it goes down a little bit. But it has been on. If it goes down a little bit more, I will buy in because of that constant upwards trend. It's kind of the Apple of our market, I guess. Or I don't know if Apple's still as strong as it was when I was doing stock market competitions. But that's pretty much the whole idea for today. We don't have too much more to talk about. I will say that I am planning on doing a stream on Saturday. I'm still debating what I want to do because originally I was planning to do a debate. I was planning to do that last weekend actually, but it turns out that for scheduling reasons we can't actually get that in this week either. So we will be trying to plan that for the future, but as of right now, I might just do 2 tax episodes. I know that it's a little relaxing to do that, and I do have some people that want to play, but if I can get that organized, I'll do so. If not, you may just have uh, another stream, or if I can't find a topic, I'm not going to push it, and I might not do a stream on Saturday, but you never know. So keep an eye on Facebook, keep an eye on the subscriptions, because I've been trying to be better about planning the streams and saying what time they're going to be, like days before. Um, and also, if I have a stream planned and you check my home screen, you can look and see what time it is. It's right at the top. I will mention, I should have mentioned this earlier, but I will mention that right now you can go up into the top corner and you can click on the eye icon. It will allow you to vote in the poll. So you can support, I think, to be honest, it is completely your decision, but perhaps the market needs some support in red, just considering where our a significant allegiance lies below Boring Boris. So we'll see how the market goes, whether or not we will bounce back from this. But as of right now, this is where it stands, and I look forward to seeing where it goes in the future. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to vote. I will see you over the weekend.